ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, all the devotees. Welcome to this evening special session, Amrit Snan with Srimad Bhagavatam. We will take one verse from the first chapter and have a brief discussion on it. And after that, for 5 minutes, if the time permits, we will have the reflection on what we discussed today. We will take up one verse from the first chapter, which is a very important verse, again, a very powerful verse, and it is 1.1.3. So first we will recite that verse and then we will have a bit of discussion on that verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Nigam Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Shuka Mukhadamrita Dravya Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka Nigam Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Shuka Mukhadam Rata Dravya Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka Nigam Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Shuka Mukhadam Rata Dravya Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. So this is a very beautiful verse. If you want to look at word-to-word meaning, it says Nigam. Nigam means Vedic literature. Kalpataru. Kalpataru, it means a desire fulfilling tree. It's a tree which can fulfill any kind of desire. Galitam phalam. Galitam phalam, it means fully matured fruit, or matured means fully ripened fruit. Then Shuka Mukhad. Shuka means Shukdev Goswami, Mukha means mouth. It has come out from the lip of Shukdev Goswami. Amrita Dravya Samyutam. It means it's completely filled with nectarian juice. Then Pibat, it means to drink, it's an instruction. Bhagavatam, it's a Srimad Bhagavatam. Rasam, it means the mellow. Alayam, it means the reservoir. Or Rasam Alayam, it means reservoir of all kind of mellows. And Muhu, Muhu means again and again. And Aho, Aho, it's an expression for amazement, but here it means it's an invitation. And it says Rasikaha. Rasikaha means one who is the expert in the knowledge of all types of mellows, all types of rasas. And Bhuvi, it means earth. And Bhavuka, it means the people who are very expert in various things, or we can say the people who are scholars and very thoughtful, means very intelligent people. So Srila Prabhupada in the translation says that, O expert and thoughtful man, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of Sri Shukdev Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls. Now we have the nice purport by Srila Prabhupada, purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So in the purport, I am going to read only first two paragraphs. The rest of the purports I requested devotees they can read when they find some time. So in the two previous shlokas, it has been definitely proved that the Srimad Bhagavatam is the sublime literature which surpasses all other Vedic scriptures due to its transcendental qualities. It is transcendental to all mundane activities and mundane knowledge. In this shloka, it is stated that Srimad Bhagavatam is not only a superior literature, but is the ripened fruit of all Vedic literatures. In other words, it is the cream of all Vedic knowledge. Considering all this, patient and submissive hearing is definitely essential. With great respect and attention, one should receive the message and lessons imparted by Srimad Bhagavatam. The Vedas are compared to the desire tree because they contain all things knowable by man. They deal with mundane necessities as well as spiritual realization. The Vedas contain regulatory principles of knowledge covering social, political, religious, economic, military, medicinal, chemical, physical, and metaphysical subject matter, and all that may be necessary to keep the body and soul together. Above and beyond all these are specific directions for spiritual realization. Regulative knowledge involves a gradual raising of the living entity to the spiritual platform, and the highest spiritual realization is knowledge that the personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all spiritual taste or rasas. So before I start the discussion, can I request three devotees to recite the verse? Any three devotees who would like to recite the verse?
Prabhuji, shall I?
Yes, please go ahead.
निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. हरे कृष्णा.
कृष्ण. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकामुखादमृतद्रव्यसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः.
हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna.
निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So this is a very beautiful verse. And in this verse, we get the first instruction from the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is Pibata Bhagavatam, which means we should drink Srimad Bhagavatam. And I'll discuss it after a few moments. But before that, I'll discuss a couple of other things. There are 4 lines in this verse. Nigam kalpataror galitam phalam, shuka mukha damrata dravya samyatam, pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam, muho raho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. So from the first line, I will discuss galitam phalam. Second line, discuss shuka mukhad. Third line, we'll talk about Pibata Bhagavatam. And fourth line, we will discuss the meaning of Rasika. So in the first line, Shukdev Goswami says that what is Srimad Bhagavatam, or what kind of this literature it is. So it says Nigam. Nigam means it's a Vedic knowledge. And Kalpataror. Kalpataror, it's a desire fulfilling tree. And it's not desire, all kinds of desire can be fulfilled if we have a kalpataru with us. So when we say Nigam Kalpataru, it means the Srimad Bhagavatam has got all kinds of knowledge which is given in all other Vedic literatures. And the key word Shukdev Goswami says is Galitam Phalam. Galitam means ripened and Phalam means fruit. So we will talk a bit about ripened fruit versus the Srimad Bhagavatam. When we talk about the ripened fruit, let's take the example of mango, because mango is considered the king of the fruits. So one side you have a ripened mango, and other side you have the Srimad Bhagavatam. So the Srimad Bhagavatam has been compared with a ripened mango. So how the Srimad Bhagavatam is a ripened mango? So I'll share with you briefly 7 things by which we can understand how Srimad Bhagavatam is like a ripened mango. So in case of ripened mango, it is full of juice, and in case of Srimad Bhagavatam, also it is full of spiritual nectar. Now, when we say Srimad Bhagavatam is full of juice or it's ripened, what does it mean? That when we go back to if we want to go to the Vedas will give us the knowledge about the various type of matters. You can say Vedas will give us the leaves, Vedas will give us the stems, twigs, and so many other things which are there in a tree. Imagine we have the tree. In a tree, what are various things we can get? We can get its stem, we can get its twigs, we can get the roots, and we can get the leaves. But imagine if we have the stem of a tree, if we have the leaves of the tree, can we get some juice out of it? Yes and no. We can get some juice, but we have to make a lot of efforts to get the juice out of it. But in case of Srimad Bhagavatam, it's like a ripened mango. If we have the ripened mango, then we don't have to make any efforts to get the juice. And when Shukdev Goswami says Galitam Phalam, ripened fruit, it means the Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all kinds of knowledge. It means that the Srimad Bhagavatam contains whatever juice, if at all it is there in the twigs, stems, leaves, roots, etc. of the tree, all that juice we will find in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's why we should, and the way we will prefer sweet mango, ripened mango over raw mango. Similarly, we should prefer Srimad Bhagavatam over all other literature. The second thing about Srimad Bhagavatam is that there is no hardness in it. It's completely soft. Like the ripened mango there is no hardness in the ripened mango. It's completely soft. So similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam is completely soft. There is no hardness in it. And what does it mean? That there is no dry philosophy in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Whatever we see in the Srimad Bhagavatam is very relishable. In case of a ripened mango, you don't have to chew it. You simply take in the mouth and you can start enjoying the taste. But whereas if the mango is not ripened, then you have to put some additional efforts to chew it and to get the ras. So this is another second thing about the Srimad Bhagavatam, that there is no hardness, which means there is no dry philosophy in the Srimad Bhagavatam. We do not need to add anything to the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's a second thing. So since the Srimad Bhagavatam is completely ripened, there is no hardness. There is no need to chew it, or it means there is no need to add anything to make it eatable or to make it tasty. The third thing about the Srimad Bhagavatam is that it nourishes our soul. The way the ripened mango will nourish our body, similarly Srimad Bhagavatam also nourishes us, but it will nourish our soul. And when we talk about the nourishment, to get the nourishment of our body, we need the nutrients. And through nutrients, we can get the energy. So similarly, in case of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is filled with innumerable nutrients. And what are those nutrients? The nutrients are various pastimes of the Lord, various instructions of the Lord, various lessons we can get from the Lord's pastimes, and various instructions we can get from the Srimad Bhagavatam. And if we take up all those things, those act as a nutrient which nourishes our soul. The fourth thing about Srimad Bhagavatam is that it has been touched by Shukdev Goswami. See, if the ripened mango is touched by a parrot, it becomes more tasty. Because parrot has got certain types of enzymes by which the mango becomes even more sweeter. So similarly, since Srimad Bhagavatam has been touched by the lips of Shukdev Goswami, which means it has been narrated by Shukdev Goswami. Shuka means parrot. So since it has been narrated by Shukdev Goswami, it has become even more tasty. And number 5 thing is that, like the way a mango is liked by everyone, loved by everyone. Even a child wants to eat a mango, and adults also want to eat a mango. A devotee wants to eat a mango, non-devotee also wants to eat mango. The young person wants to have a mango, old person also wants to have a mango. Rich wants to have mango, poor also wants to have mango. So mango is relishable by everyone. So similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam is also relishable by everybody. It's relishable by all kinds of devotees. There is no restrictions. Anybody can take Srimad Bhagavatam and they can start relishing it. The way mango can be tasted by anyone, everyone will taste, everyone will enjoy its sweetness. And the number 6 thing is that the way we take the mango from a healthy tree and from a reliable vendor. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam should also be received from a bona fide devotee, from a bona fide guru. If you have a mango from an unhealthy tree, so it will look like a mango, but it won't be able to nourish your body the way it should be nourishing you. So similarly, if we receive the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam from a person who is not a pure devotee of the Lord, then we would feel that as if we have heard the Srimad Bhagavatam, but we won't be able to get the real effect as we should be getting by hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam. And the 7th thing is that the way we get immediate satisfaction by eating even a small bite of mango, the way we get the taste of mango even with a small bite. So similarly, in case of Srimad Bhagavatam, even if we just take up one verse and read and study it, that one verse itself will give us a lot of joy and spiritual bliss. There is the way we don't have to eat the entire mango to taste its sweetness. Similarly, we don't have to study all the 18,000 verses to relish the sweetness of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And the way once we have at this small bite of the mango in the mouth, its taste will stay for a long time in our mouth. So similarly, if we have just one verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam in our life, its potency or its impact will stay in our life forever, and the effect will not get faded over a period of time. So when Shukdev Goswami says, Nigam Galpataror Galitam Phalam, and Shukdev Goswami says that Srimad Bhagavatam is like the ripened fruit of the Vedic tree, it means that Srimad Bhagavatam is filled with just juice and juice and juice. Right? There is no need to add anything before we can eat it. You just simply open the Bhagavatam anywhere. We have the 18,000 verses. You can take any of the verse and start studying the Srimad Bhagavatam. But Prabhupada has mentioned that we should start studying Srimad Bhagavatam from the first cantor, then go to the second cantor, and then subsequently to other cantors. because Srimad Bhagavatam has been compared like the body of Vigraha of Krishna. So Srimad Bhagavatam first canto and second canto are considered as the two lotus feet of Krishna. So we always start worshipping Lord by touching the lotus feet, and then progressively we go up. That's how we worship the Lord. So the first thing, Shukadeva Goswami says, Nigam Kalpataror Galitam Phalam, that Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of the Vedic literature. The second thing, it says Shuka Mukhad. Shuka Mukhad. Shuka means Shukadeva Goswami, Mukhad means lips. It has been touched by the Shukadeva Goswami. What does it mean? It has been narrated by Shukadeva Goswami. See, the people who are from villages, they would have the experience of seeing how the mangoes are plucked from the tree. If the people wants to pluck the mangoes from the tree, what happens? There are 3-4 people. They will climb on the tree. One person will be on the top, then second down, third down, fourth down. So the first person on the top will pluck the mango, pass on to the second, then to the third, then to the fourth, and then later on we get the mango. So the Srimad Bhagavatam, what we have got, it is coming from the parampara. In the beginning, it was spoken by Lord Krishna to Brahmaji. Then Brahmaji spoke to Narad Muni. Narad Muni spoke to Vyasdeva. Vyasdeva spoke to Shukadeva Goswami. Then Shukadeva Goswami spoke to Parikshit Maharaj. And currently, we have the conversation between Sutta Goswami and Shaunak Rishi. So the knowledge what was given by Krishna has been passed on to us, as it is the way. There are 3-4 people who have climbed on the mango tree, so they will simply receive the mango and they will pass on to other people. So similarly, Shukadeva Goswami, who is a pure devotee, so he received the transcendental mango directly from Vyasdeva, who had received it from his guru Narad Muni. Narad Muni received Brahma, and Brahmaji received from Krishna. So, as I said, if we know that this is coming from Shukadeva Goswami, that means he is a reliable person. Just now I mentioned that we should buy the mango from a reliable vendor. So Shukadeva Goswami, undoubtedly, there is no question about his devotion. Yeah, there is no doubt about his knowledge about the Krishna, his bhakti, right? His standards of devotion service. And when we say that Shuka Mukhad, it has been touched by the mouth, lips of the Shukadeva Goswami, that means we shouldn't worry about trying to find out if anything which is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam is true or false. Can we take it or we can take it? It's like a reliable vendor is giving the mango. So you won't think whether I should take the mango from this vendor or not. Since the vendor is reliable, the seller is reliable, you will take the mango from him. So when it is said in the Bhagavatam, Shuka Mukhad, which means it has been touched by the Shukadeva Goswami, this means we should not have any doubt about anything which is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. We should simply take each and everything given in the Srimad Bhagavatam as it is, without adding or deleting anything in it. So that's the second thing, the Shuka Mukhad. And third thing is Pibata Bhagavatam. Now Pibata Bhagavatam, this is the instruction. Pibata is a word of action. Pibata Bhagavatam. It's a straightforward instruction. Pibat. Now we know that it's a ripened fruit and it has been touched by Shukadeva Goswami. It's coming in the disciplic succession. And Shukadeva Goswami is a pure devotee. So then what we should do? Then the instruction is given. Pibata Bhagavatam. We should drink it. And when it is said we should drink it, what does it mean? How can we drink it? In the Srimad Bhagavatam 12th canto, there is a very nice verse where it is said, Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsyam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Nashkamyamavishkritam Tat Shranvan Supathan Vicharana Paro Bhaktya Vimuchyate Naraha. So very beautiful verse. And here it is mentioned that if we want to find out who is a Vaishnava, then the first thing about the Vaishnava, or the first qualification of Vaishnava, the first characteristic of Vaishnava is that the Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to that person. And how we will know that the Srimad Bhagavatam is very dear to that person? It is given in the verse, the last line. It says, Shranvan Supathan Vicharano. If the Srimad Bhagavatam is dear to anyone, then the first thing, he would like to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. He would like to read and study Srimad Bhagavatam. The second thing, once the person has read, studied bit of Srimad Bhagavatam, then the second thing he will do Supatan. Supatan means reciting, preaching, chanting, speaking loudly. These things will be done by the person. And once Shranvan, hearing is there, recitation is there, the third thing will follow is Vicharano. Vicharano means the Vaishnava will contemplate how to apply the message, the lessons, instructions given in the Srimad Bhagavatam in our life. So when Shukadeva Goswami says Pibata Bhagavatam, drink Srimad Bhagavatam, it means that one should hear, one should chant. And it says Supatan. Supatan means you recall your school days, that when we go to the school, used to go to the school, and if we had to, or teacher wanted us to mug up anything, then the teacher will instruct us, okay, you read loudly, read loudly, read loudly. So Supatan means we have to chant loudly, right? So that we get benefited and even others also get the benefited. And the third thing, as I mentioned, Vicharano Paro, that we should contemplate how to put it in our practical life. Shravanam is very important, not for the people like us. In case of Parishit Maharaj, he was a liberated soul. Only 7 days were left to leave his body. But even that time, he decided to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And he got so much lost in hearing Srimad Bhagavatam that he forgot his hunger and thirst. He said to Shukadeva Goswami, please go on reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who himself is Supreme Personality of Godhead, who himself is Krishna, when he met Ramanand Rai, or that matter even other devotees, the only thing he liked, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from the mouth of the devotees. All those devotees were not as pure as the Lord himself. And once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Ramanand Rai that the sweetest thing which we can find in the material and the spiritual world is Srimad Bhagavatam. Another very pure devotee is King Kulashekara. His desire was that he should leave his body while he is hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So following this parampara, Srila Prabhupada has started a system in all the temples that the very first thing in the morning after Mangalarti, invariably the Bhagavatam should be recited, where one person gives a class, reads the verse, and other people will hear the Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is the meaning of Pibata Bhagavatam. That is the fourth thing in the fourth line. It says Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha. So Rasika means the people who are expert in different types of knowledge, or we can say different types of taste. So in the material world, we find the different types of people who likes different types of taste. Like when we talk about the food, some people will like sweets more, some people will like spicy things more. And similarly, we have so many types of taste when we talk about the food. So similarly, when it comes to the spiritual matters, in the spiritual world also, there are various types of rasas. And anybody wants any one of those rasas, he or she can find that rasa in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, I'll give you the examples of 8 kinds of rasa very quickly. So the first is about the Gyanis. Now the Gyanis, they want to have the knowledge. They are the knowledge seekers. So if they are the knowledge seekers, they can relish the philosophy and the spiritual wisdom which is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Then the second category is the yogis, the mystic yogis. So mystic yogis, they want to relish meditation. They relish meditating on Krishna's forms. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, they can find the ways and means to meditate upon Krishna's form. The third category is the devotees. So the devotees, they relish Krishna's pastimes, they relish hearing about Krishna's qualities, various types of forms and modes. So the devotees also find what they relish. Then we have in the categories of the devotees, we have the devotees who are a Shant Bhakta. Shant Bhakta means who worship Krishna as an absolute truth. They don't have the kind of relationship Yashoda Mata had with Krishna or Arjuna had with Krishna. So there is no intimate personal relationship. So anybody who is in the Shant mood, they don't want to establish any kind of personal relationship, so they can relish, they can know about Krishna, that how Krishna is the supreme truth. And that's given in the first word itself of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Then there are some people like Arjuna who want to worship Krishna as if Krishna is the master and they are the servants. So those kind of people will relish the pastimes Krishna had with his friends when he was a small child. There are devotees who like to have the friendship with Krishna. So they will also find various pastimes Krishna had with his various friends, intimate friends. There are devotees who like to worship Krishna as, or not worship, the devotees who treat Krishna as their son in Vatsalya Bhav, like Mother Yashoda treated Krishna as the son, Devki, Nand Baba and all. So those kind of devotees will relish the pastimes of Yashoda Mata, Nand Baba, the way they took care of the Krishna. And the devotees who like to worship Krishna as their husband or wife, so they would relish the pastimes Krishna had with the gopis. So this way we can see in very brief, in a short manner, that how the various types of rasas are given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the Bhagavatam, Gyanis will find things for them, yogis will find things for them, bhaktas will find things for them, the devotees who are in the Shant Bhava, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhur, any kind of bhava, they will find the things which they can relish. So this is the fourth thing. So we discussed four things. The first is Galitam Phalam, that Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit. Second, it has been touched by the Shukdev Goswami, who is a pure devotee. So it has become even more tasty. And the third is the instruction, which means we should drink it, Pibata Bhagavatam. And fourth is the Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha. So we discussed even Rasika and Bhavuka. Rasika means people who are expert in testing various kinds of rasas, and Bhavuka means people who are intelligent category of people. So now in conclusion, we see that we have a very nice literature with us. If we compare this literature with any material book, we have the experience that we lose the charm of reading the book, any material book, after reading it first time. And if we read it second time, third time, fourth time, then we start feeling bored the more and more we read. And the third thing about the other material literature, although they are good for us, they are needed, but those literature cannot bring the transformation in our life very quickly, immediately, as the Srimad Bhagavatam can bring in our life. And when Shukdev Goswami says, Muharaho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka Aho is like a kind of invitation. It's an open invitation to each and everyone in this world. Any category of people, even up to the people who are expert in every type of thing. Even the people like Shukdev Goswami, who was a liberated person by birth itself. So even he wanted to taste the Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is an open invitation to everyone to pick up and taste the rasa of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Shukdev Goswami has said that it's a ripened fruit. It has been tasted by Shukdev Goswami himself, and there's an instruction also to drink it. So even after knowing that it's a ripened fruit, we do not have to do anything. Simply take it in the mouth. even after knowing that this is coming directly from the Lord through the mouth of Shukdev Goswami, and even after receiving the instruction from the Lord through Shukdev Goswami that we should drink it, we don't hear, we don't chant, we don't contemplate on the Bhagavatam, then that means we are very, very unfortunate person. So we have to see whether we want to be a really fortunate person or we want to continue with whatever we are doing in our day-to-day life. So with these words, I would like to end today's session. So before we conclude, any devotee has got any quick comments or any one question?
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Radha Madan Mohan Das
Yes, Prabhu.
from Sharjah. Very nice class, Prabhuji. You have taken and explained about, especially about Srimad Bhagavatam and the speciality because of Shukdev Goswami. It is spoken. Just I have a small question, Prabhu. the bhava which you have explained, the 8 type of rasas. So in Kali Yuga, especially devotees like us, which bhava we should try to connect ourselves with Krishna, which is more easily like, easily able to connect in that bhava? What is the recommended?
Prabhu, you can take up any bhava, and if you mature in that bhava, you will get connected with Krishna. But the best bhava, in my opinion, is the dasya bhava, where we serve Krishna as if he is our supreme master. And I had read somewhere that in all other bhavas, the servitor mood is there. Whether it's a Shant bhava, it's a Sakya bhava, Vasalya bhava, Madhurya bhava. In any kind of bhava, the dasya bhava, servitor mood, or the mood of service always exists. And that's a very easy way to take up as compared to other bhava. Okay, Prabhu?
Okay, Prabhu, yeah. Thank you so much.
Vancha kalpatrubhyase kripa sindhubhyevache patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.